Okay, got a few more minutes now, so like I said, I got in around noon yesterday, and then Otter and Tidbits showed up a couple of hours later. Eventually come to find out they actually only went 8 miles and then got a hitch. So that would have been nice. But yeah, so today's plan, we're gonna do maybe 20, but actually seems like we're gonna do about 15-ish or so. Probably gonna dry camp. Not a lot of water. The water source at a campground about 8 miles in, and we'll probably have to load up there and sort of camel to the next one, which is like maybe 12 miles further. So yeah, water is in this little section kind of a premium. Kind of going back to long water carries. So yeah, gang's all back together. Wawa eventually showed up last night, which is cool. And everyone here is except Sunspot, who's taking some time off to recover. Okay, on the trail, just got on. It's about 11:30. First water source, 7.7 miles away. So, pretty nice. A little less overgrown than the last section, but again, we're just starting. We're still basically in people's backyards. I can see a house over there. Oh man, yeah, it's been relatively cruisy, this section. I mean, it's not flat. Some people say it's flat, but I mean, I guess in comparison to other sections, but yeah, it's long, semi-flat spaces. It's kind of like roller coasters, up and down. So yeah, when I get there, fill up on water, and then head to basically, I think it's like a dirt road that we're going to be camping along tonight, since no one wants to get to the mountain shelter. That's at like 22, so. Okay, interesting little rock formations here. So about a few miles from the water, just kind of zoning out, kind of just marching. Yeah, it's just, it's hot, it's humid. There's actually a heat wave advisory for the next couple days for this area, so joy. Hair's still a bit smoky, but it's not that bad. Okay, got to the campground, but just using it as a lunch spot. Not gonna camp here. It's only about, it's like 8 miles, 7.5, 8 miles from getting back on trail after lodge. There's supposed to be sort of a non-official campsite, possibly about 5 miles from here, so that's probably what I'll shoot for. Basically, the others were basically saying, "Sensei, I'll be first. Just stop off at the first available camp around the 15-mile mark." So, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. But first, make some lunch and then take a little break. I mean, it's not even 2 o'clock yet. Going 5 miles, like, got plenty of time. So, okay, so yeah, again, got to the campground, had lunch. The rest of the gang eventually rolled in, except for Otter. Sorry, the camera's so close, it's just a bit windy. Okay, so there's a bit of service here, and Jailbreak was able to get the text messages from the group chat, and unfortunately, Sunspot has COVID, and she was vaccinated. I mean, we're all vaccinated, so she got a breakthrough infection. Not sure if it's the Delta variant or not. So, yeah, this kind of throws some things up in the air right now because, I mean, we've all been together for a little while now, so we're all definitely exposed. The science on this shit is still new, so don't know the rate of breakthrough infections. But yeah, but she's doing okay. She's being treated. As long as she's not exerting herself, for the most part she's fine. She didn't have a fever or anything. It was just a cough when she exercised or hiked or whatever. So, let's see. I mean, there was a period of time, I think I was talking about this earlier, like this hiker flu was going around. That could have been something. Also could have just been a flu. I mean, because Sunspot definitely, she had sort of worse symptoms than everyone else during this time period. With it just came to coughing and stuff. So the cough that I had, it's mostly gotten better. And those times when I hiked in the N95, like, almost didn't cough at all. So I think mine was dust particle stuff. But anyway, so we're all going to order tests and get those. And yeah, take it from there. Apparently we could just get them mail ordered to a Dropbox or something. We could pick them up, get tested, turn around. It's like 24 to 48 hours. So not sure this is how this is going to affect the Portland trip. I assume since we're vaccinated and if we test negative, then everything's fine and it's back on. But yeah, play it by ear. Yeah, like still, I mean, we're not out of the woods yet on this, so I think masking up couldn't hurt. I haven't really been doing it around the people I'm comfortable with as much as I did like at the very beginning of the trail, and I was just masking up everywhere. Should probably go back to doing that. Got a little complacent, especially after being vaccinated. So I got the Moderna. Pretty much everyone else in the group got the Pfizer. I'm not sure what difference that makes at all. So yeah, just a developing situation. Like I said, she's okay. Hopefully she'll recover soon. But yeah, also, just back to the hiking stuff. We decided to, this was kind of my idea, just decided to stay at this campground tonight. It's really nice. There's bathrooms, flushing toilets, garbage, showers. And then tomorrow, do the 23 miles to Fish Lake. Good morning. It's about 8 a.m. Just got back on the trail from the campground. Pretty much everyone else is ahead a bit, except for Tidbits right behind me. So yeah, first stop today, water in about 13 miles. So cameled up a bit, packing out a couple of liters. Starting the day with a bit of a climb. It's like 5 miles, relatively steepish uphill. And then kind of up and down a bit the rest of the way. So after water, we're shooting for Fish Lake Resort, which is in about 23 miles. So it's going to be our first kind of big day since coming back on trail. Kind of looking forward to it. It's nice to put some speed and just some endurance on. So yeah, not really. So yeah, COVID stuff. Not really worrying about too much. We kind of talked about as a group. We're going to try to mask up more. We thought about like when we go into town to get a test, but that's just pretty far to the next town, and that's just unnecessary exposure. Makes more sense to kind of stay out here as long as possible, minimize contact, stay with the plan, get to Critter Lake, get to Portland, and then get tested. We're gonna hole up in a hotel there until we get our results back. So yeah, it's just, we're kind of just playing it by ear. So while I was like having like a friend reunion, but we want to make sure we're in the clear before we do any of that. If we're not, then we'll take it from there. But we're just kind of trying to stay positive. Most of us aren't currently experiencing any symptoms. Like I said, we did have like coughing and stuff a while back, but that's mostly improved. Like even for me, it's definitely not as bad as it was. It does seem to be getting better, even though it just seems to be lasting a long time. Historically, whenever I've had a chest cold, it's always lasted a while, sometimes up to a month. So yeah, again, staying positive. There's really not much we could do. I mean, we've been vaccinated, so there's a new strain going around that's more infectious, that causes more breakthroughs than, I don't know. What can we do? Okay, so about 6 miles in or so. That's 7 miles to the water still, but finally got a little shot of a bit of the landscape here. It's just been a green tunnel all morning, but yeah, the smoke is definitely worse today. I could kind of sort of smell that kind of faint campfire smell today, so I think some of the smoke from down south is starting to come in, or maybe from the fire up north. Yeah, not much I could do about it. Okay, a little bit better view up here. Not sure if you could tell, but those are actually like, there's some mountain ranges in the back there that I can like barely see with the naked eye. So yeah, it's just like a fog of war. But so far relatively cruisy. It's been mostly uphill, but not like really that steep most of the time. Okay, so made it to the junction, to the shelter. Should be this way, about maybe 1/3 of a mile or so. So right after I turned the camera off, a couple of big dogs started charging down the trail at me, barking. Scared the shit out of me. Like, I'm talking like fucking Baskerville hound-sized dogs. But then I saw they had collars and heard someone shouting, so I just kind of stayed still. And looks like a couple of day hikers were, looked like a couple or something. Same dogs. Anyway, ooh, horse tether. Good to know. Left my horse at home. But yeah, so it was a little funny. Had to kind of squeeze by them. They said they didn't bite. All bark, no bites. But anyway, here I am. Ooh, even a nice little bench. Cool. Okay, so have lunch here. Maybe it's 11:50, so maybe an hour or so, and then hit the road again. Do the 10 miles to the lake. Okay, just finished up lunch. It's about 1 o'clock. Heading back down towards the trail. Tidbits showed up. So I was about to leave. Talked a bit. Yeah, nice place. Water is like really cool. Actually caused a bit of condensation on the bottle. Haven't had that in a while. Had some ramen. Bit of like a meat stick. Yeah, feeling pretty good. It's about 10 or so miles to get to the junction, to the Fish Lake Resort. And then you could either go a little bit further to the road, possibly get a hitch, or just hike down a couple miles. Probably just hike. The comment said it was like mostly downhill. It was like really well maintained, like a nice little day hiking trail. So I think I'll do that. I think I have actually, yeah, I have hitched like before officially now. Stuck a thumb out and everything, but not solo yet. So I think I'll just, yeah, just hike. It's only a couple miles. Didn't see the rest of the gang. I mean, I passed them all on the way here, but I think Tidbit said they stopped a couple miles back to take a break, so probably just all meet up at the resort. And yeah, hopefully I could get some beer for dinner tonight. Shooting to get there maybe around 5-ish. Okay, so suddenly there's a huge amount of rocks on the trail. I've already almost tripped a couple times, so kind of going slow with the camera out, but there were some guys with comments talking about basically rock hopping for miles. Okay, well, apparently I haven't seen anything yet. If it really is like this for the next little ways, then that's going to seriously impact my travel time. Oh, Jesus Christ, this has been going on for miles, and it's pissed me off for quite a bit there. I mean, it might still go on, I don't know, but yeah, I just kept slow going, slippery, tripping, more than a few times. I accidentally somehow just fucking kicked a rock in the back, into the back of another ankle, so kind of frustrating. Not sure how much longer to get to the junction, the fish lake. Maybe 4 miles or so, hopefully less. And then from there it's another 2 miles or so, but that should be pretty easy, hopefully. Okay, made it to the junction. Said it was about a 1/4 mile to the road, uphill, or 2 miles downhill on this. Yeah, decided to stick with the original plan and just hike in the fish lake. And yeah, this is nice. It's almost like a bike path. Okay, well, that flashing open sign in the cafe is welcome relief. Okay, so yeah, made it here. 2 miles, so yeah, 25-mile day. Wow, I am beat. Good morning. So we're still here at the campground for the Fish Lake Resort. Got in yesterday. Others showed up eventually. Had some dinner here and then went to the free campground. So yeah, we're going to hit the road today, but most people wanted breakfast first, and they don't open until 9 a.m. So we decided to make it kind of a shorter mile day because they don't think they could do 20 after like 10 or 11. So it's still biggie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a small day today, about 12 miles or so to a campsite with water, and then a bigger day tomorrow, about 20, and then we could just next day we could narrow into Critter Lake. So
captures the moment.
Okay, it's about 1 o'clock. Finally back on the trail. Just started. It's like 4 miles uphill or so. Goal today, 11.5 to tent site / water source. So from the campsite, or the resort where we camped, we got a hitch on the back of a pickup back to the trailhead. We were all crammed in the back there. Pretty funny, and the wind actually blew Wawa's hat off about half mile back. So once we got here, there's some trail magic, so we stopped to chat while she went back to track her hat down. She found it. So yeah, pretty nice resort. Had a couple, 4, about 6 breakfast mimosas. Feeling pretty good. That's the curse of a fast metabolism, though. Feeling sober again. That's never fun. Stopped for a minute to take a 10-second break. Just realized how freaking quiet it is out here. Yeah, I passed through one of those rocks back there, so I think I realized that this at the time in passing, but didn't really think about it. All those rocks I was passing over yesterday was lava fields. So, you know, it used to be just like flow of lava that hardened and just broke up into those bunch of chunky rocks there. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, nice lake down there. Also, smoke seems slightly better today. It's about 4 o'clock. I think I'm relatively close to tent site for tonight. So I'm gonna get there around 5, so probably under 3 miles by now. Been pretty cruisy. Yeah, I haven't really recorded much. Trail is mostly pretty repetitive. That's the first view I've seen since starting today. Otherwise, just green tunnel or like burnt forest tunnel. So yeah, that was just kind of powering through. Just like zoned out the first hour or two, and then started listening to music. Zoned out some more. Just going nonstop. I mean, it's only like 13 miles, so, or no, it's like 12 miles. So yeah, I can go that long without taking a break. So I figure get there, set my tent, and make dinner. Okay, just made it to the water source, Christie's Spring. Yeah, looks like a nice little site. A lot of tent sites here. So, let's fill up on some water, make some food. I see deer climbing down the hill there. Oh, running away. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be camp tonight.
Yeah. Are you stoveless at the moment? I'm sorry? Are you stoveless at the moment? No, I have a stove in there. You're just cold soaking it? Yeah. I'm thinking about heating it up and making it.
Well, it's been a couple of hours since I've got to the tent site. Made myself a nice dinner. Chatted with some people. Met someone that I haven't seen since Grumpy's. Way back at Kennedy Meadows. Ravioli. Actually, so the breakfast at Grumpy's, they serve these giant pancakes, like pizza-sized pancakes that are like half an inch thick, and it's all you can eat. Wawa bet Ravioli a beer that he couldn't eat too, and he did. So she bought him a beer, and that was an amazing sight. So I was gonna set my tent since it's about 6-ish or so, and somehow I lost my tent. So I keep I have this netting on the back of my bag, because it's kind of a small pack, so fit the tent in there, and yeah, somehow it dropped out. Thing is, that's happened once or twice, and I've realized right away. So I'm thinking the pickup truck hitch that we got when my bag was just kind of thrown in there and then kind of thrown out. I think my tent was left in the truck. So that's quite a pickle. I mean, I'm gonna, of course, ask the guys when they show up if anyone saw it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yep, just I'll put it right here and just hang out here until they get here, hopefully before it starts getting too dark and the mosquitoes start coming out. Good morning. Leaving camp at mile 1785. So, last night, talked to Kat. She was cowboy camping, so she let me use her tent. Did some psychoanalyzing. I realized that, so, probably didn't mention this, but when I was a kid, I was really into, I got into like, survival and wilderness survival and stuff like that. I was, pretty young. I was like 11, 12, and we lived in Virginia, and I ended up, we were right next to this big fort, so I would go back there a lot, explore, and long story short, one time got lost in the woods. Had to send the police and everything, search parties, this whole thing. And so I had to build like a lean-to hear like wild dogs or wolves or something howling out there. It's pretty scary, a bit traumatic. I've blocked most of it, but so I think the reason I don't cowboy camp is subconsciously some of that trauma is still there. So yeah, I need to get a tent, which brings me to today. So plans have changed. We were originally going to Portland because Wawa was meeting some friends, but because of the possible COVID exposure, even if we got tested, they wouldn't feel comfortable hanging out with us. So because of that, Wawa doesn't want to go to Portland, which I completely understand. So I had made arrangements for a friend to come pick me up, and I need new shoes and a tent, take care of some other business, get tested and all that. So I've decided, just gonna push forward solo. And on that note, I'm gonna try to hit Crater Lake today. That is 36 miles from here. This could be my biggest day. I'm leaving pretty late too. It's 7:30. I definitely probably won't get there before dark, so I will be night hiking. I might even have to push a few more miles because the meeting point for my friend is a few miles before a lodge that's up near the lake itself. It's all kind of up in the air right now. Honestly, I'm just kind of winging this. I don't know. I guess I am I've been trying to not make as many plans. I think I mentioned before, I'm kind of a planner. Out here, plans change in an instant. I guess I do get a little disappointed when things don't go according to plan. So yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to do when I get there. Since I don't have a tent, there is a campground. I might just have to kind of get over my fears and cowboy for that night, or tonight. So yeah, that's the plan. Long story short, at least 36 miles. So, just pulled a freaking Wawa. I was walking down the trail, and went that way, which is not PCT. These vlogs weren't here. I got a mile or so down this trail, mostly downhill, before realizing the mistake and having to come back up. So I put these here for the people behind me, because you don't just go straight, you practically make a 90-degree left turn. So, yeah, that kind of complicates things. Now I'm not sure I'll be able to get there in a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, it's a lot on my mind right now, so I'm running low on water. The first stop is just to refill and then maybe think. Okay, made it to Snow Lake, which looks more like a pond. Yeah, it's about maybe a quarter mile off the trail. And I missed that turnoff too. It's very, very easy to miss. So I stuck my trekking pole in the junction back there. Hopefully, if someone sees that, they won't miss it. So yeah, I've not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm kind of, conflicted about a lot of things. I kind of had my mind set up on a decision, but then after I missed that turnoff kind of made me reevaluate things. So I think what I'm going to do is grab some water, have some lunch, and wait for some of the guys in the group to catch up so I can just touch base with them. Find out where they're camping tonight, and maybe just stick with them for a little while, possibly. Still not sure. I don't know. I'm just kind of taking it moment by moment right now. Okay, so just ran into a crazy person on the trail. He fucking, I said hello. He told me to shut up, and I was just like, "What's your deal?" And then he started like coming towards me, threw down his trekking poles, started walking towards me to the point where I had to like push him back, and then he called me a dumb bitch. I called him an asshole. And then he's like saying I'm blocking a public trail, and he's not going away. So I don't know what his problem is. Now apparently he's calling the fucking Forest Service or some shit like that. Okay. Hey there, future quiet here. Recording this voiceover way in the future. So I lost, or I wasn't able to record a lot of footage because my phone ran out of space right after I met this crazy person. So what I ended up doing was I waited around for the rest of the group to show up, and then found out that Wawa, she had gotten in touch with her friends, and they had changed their mind. As long as we had a negative test, we'd be able to join them in Portland. So, yeah, I waited. I hiked with them for the next day or so, and then Wawa and I made it to Crater Lake and got the ride to Portland. We both got tested, and both came back negative, so that was good. Yeah, we had a pretty good time there. Spent a night or two at a hotel, and then we went to her friend's place, and we stayed there for a bit. And yeah, we were in Portland for a few days before, the other stuff that you will see happens.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Wawa. Happy
Good morning. So I'm in Tumult. It's the next day. Me and Wawa came out here to get a ride back to the trail. But so I actually just kind of came out here to hang out with her and make sure she got back on the trail safely. I unfortunately had to make the difficult decision to get off trail permanently, at least for this year. I just, I was kind of doing this trail on a shoestring budget. Like I started off with maybe half or a quarter of what most people start out with, and it's gotten me pretty far. Like I said way early on, I honestly wasn't expecting to make it this far. So I thought I would quit way before this. And yeah, I am quitting. I could, if I really made tracks, like went solo, and just spent most of my time in the woods and not going to town, I might be able to afford it. But just right now, I'm just going through a fund that I had put aside to, get started back after the trail, like, get a place, give me a buffer to find work. But I just, yeah, I wouldn't really want to do that. If I was going to hike, I would want to be with the trail family. So yeah, this was kind of sort of always the plan. pretty much as soon as the possibility of the Portland trip came up, I had kind of started planning for that. I didn't want to say goodbye in person. I think that would have been too difficult. It's not really my style. I'm kind of the Irish goodbye kind of person. So yeah, Wawa ended up coming, and so I ended up, staying in Portland for a little bit just so we could hang out, and came back here to make sure, like I said, she got back safely. But yeah, I'm currently at the Amtrak in Chemult, waiting for the train that should come in like 20 minutes or so. So yeah, this is it. I think I don't feel that sad about leaving, the hiking behind. I think, after hiking, 14 to 1,500 miles, not including the fire closures we skipped and stuff, I feel pretty good about what I accomplished. I really discovered this mental and physical endurance that I did not know I had, and I'm grateful for that. But yeah, really, it was about people. I kind of said, I made a joke a while ago. It's the friends you make along the way. But yeah, it's true. I'm gonna miss those guys, and yeah, we have this thing we say goodbye forever. But in this case, I want it to be goodbye, not goodbye forever, but just goodbye for now. Yeah, it was surprisingly emotional. I guess I compartmentalized my feelings, so I wasn't kind of expecting to start feeling this, especially when Wawa started crying. It made me cry. So, my first kind of social experience on the trail, on that step towards making friends and letting people in and getting close to them was it started at that yoga retreat right after mile 100, where I met Wawa for the first time, and through her I was introduced to a bunch of other people, and kind of helped open me up a bit to making new friends. And so yeah, I really have to thank her for that. So it's kind of fitting that the trail experience kind of started and ends with her. So sometimes life is a bit cyclical like that. Yeah, I just gotta kind of do the smart thing right now. So yeah, on that note, I'm not sure. Not sure what the future of the channel is gonna be. I know I don't have a huge following, but I never kind of really intended it to be a hiking channel per se, because at the time I didn't even really consider myself a hiker. Still don't really. It's just kind of an adventure I was going on, and I hope there will be more. So my plan right now is get back to Portland, head to San Francisco, where I used to live. I think I've mentioned that a million times. I have a friend out there who needs a cat sitter for a few weeks, so I'm going to take her up on that. Sorry I couldn't actually get to the end, but said this a million times too, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And I've found the journey that I've had these past few months to be very fulfilling and life-changing. So yeah, I will catch you guys again soon. Take care. Bye. Good morning. Well, I am back on the trail.